ratio. Lengthwise uniformity ratio is shown in this particular diagram. Figure 5.4, what it is showing, it is seen from the empirical set of the curve that revealing power increases slowly as surface luminance increases for a given overall uniformity ratio and threshold increment up to certain point, and then all of sudden increases nearly to 75%. This seems to be optimal value for design purpose. The above set of curve is for secondary roads, that is for lesser speeds and less dense traffic. The higher traffic roads, this optimal value is 1.2 candle per meter square, that is illumination level. It increased to 2 candle per meter square for what? The safe traffic is to be increased if contrast level is increases. So the illumination average L RF. So this particularly revealing power increases slowly. This is revealing power increases slowly with average luminance for a given overall uniformity. Okay. And then you are having these particular points, threshold points, T1 7%, T2 30%, T1 30%, T1 7% for average luminance of 0.4, 0.4 and 0.2. This particularly around 75%, that is what the saturation point. You are having the average illuminance and the revealing power remains constant, so you go on increasing the average illuminance. This is lengthwise uniformity ratio. Length that is associated from the start of the point. So this is lengthwise. In comparison of street lighting and indoor lighting. Now we are having public lighting, street light also, that is outdoor lighting. You may have stadiums, you may have complex, so indoor lighting also. The nature of road and street light, that is altogether different than that of the indoor light. Because the purposes are same and the fixtures facing to the environment are also same. While indoor means they are completely enclosed, they are inside, they are not exposed to atmospheric conditions. Outdoor means they are designed accordingly because they are exposed to the external atmospheric conditions. There are no walls and ceilings which can be reflect or diffuse light, particularly for street, so long the hard shadows cannot be avoided. Indoor illumination level is much more than street light, and to be illuminated is very vast, and there are walls, there are ceilings in indoor lights. Road behaves as a diffusing surface when angle of incline is small, and reflecting surface when angle of incline is large. So that depends upon the angle of inclination, either it is large or small. If it is small, then there is diffusion surface. So pedestrian means especially the footpath and the people working for the child, make use of diffusion principle in description of objects, and vehicle drivers make use of specular reflection, that is above the property it serves to both. Drivers encounters with the high angle of incidence where pedestrian pursuits are at lower angle of incidence, especially crossings, or what we call it as a zebra crossing. Every point where we are having this such crossing, or every point, or we can say having this square, so whatever, you must provide it with lighting schemes. The points to be remembered for the electric street light: distance should not more than 35 30 to 35 मीटर म्हटलं, काही केसमध्ये 50 मीटर पर्यंत पण असेल, पण should not more than 35 meters. Luminous intensity must be uniform as far as possible. The height of lamp should be uniform, so that you may have uniform illumination. All crossings and turns should be provided with street lights. That what we have seen. The height of illumination fitting should be based on this spacing. If spacing is large, height may be more, and nature of the load or type of the load. Fuse unit must be provided for protection purpose in the lamp circuit. Somebody asked me about the fire switch. That is means it is associated with protection circuit, fuse and switch all. A fuse unit should be provided. Fuse unit should be provided in each lamp circuit. It should be fitted at certain height from the ground level, that is separate distance from the ground level, or the personals operating it. Protection of persons or operational persons or operating persons. Switch time, switch should be used. You may have automatic, you may have manual. Switch times on and off that can be provided. Street mains may be drawn along with the distribution line required, because if you have the distribution line itself coming along with the street lamps, then you must have the street main that is running separately. So you can have the provision of making on and off from one particular place. The neutral conductor of LV system should be used as a return conductor of the street for the lighting system. Okay, in overhead case of street lights. Some objectives, we are having objectives of road lighting. Improves visibility of the traffic, reduction in the night type accidents, definitely prevention of crime, that is additional help to the police regarding the protection, enhance the appearance of road, enhance the appearance of city in night. It promotes the business working hours in the industry during night. We can have the 24/7 business running or industries are running in 3 shifts. So during nights, the street light is must. Promotion of business, that can be possible. Driver needs to obtain driving if you have good street lights, less stress. The street light is part of road. Expect transfers in the next 5 or 15 seconds, what you can say. So his own position and movement with respect to the path of the road, position possible obstacles in the path of the road, a part of road that is really free and fit for driving over when no obstacles were there, it has been seen. Possibility of traffic or pedestrian crossing the road, that can be illuminated or that can be highlighted. That is very important. Classification of road, and based on that you can have the different types of street light provisions that we have already seen in various figures. Okay. Then as far as the street light, floodlights are concerned, what are the basic requirements? There should not be glare. There should not objective shall be clear, visible up to 50 meters from the what you can say the observer's point. Objects on road get lesser incident of light, normally seen by the viewer if the person is in dark against the illuminated road or background. That must be get reflected. Location of lamp, types, surfaces of road, distribution on road, etc. is very important. The road and the background to be illuminated against the objects of the road. Objects are viewed by the contrast. By less lamp power, a distinct object on the road should be seen by the drivers. So these are some objectives, basic requirements of the street lighting. Then luminary spacing, photometric data that what it is available, defines the spacing, and also provides spoiling factors that is to be considered while spacing. Access to the luminaries for servicing virtual pole collision possibilities. So accordingly, you should decide that there should not be a glare. So again, I told you there is a 9-point method for calculation of the luminaries. Okay. Then there are some principles used in street light design: diffusion principle and secular reflection principle. So diffusion principle, that is particularly type of reflectors, that is diffusion type of lighting. The reflectors are used such that mixing, what we call it as direct light downwards and spread it uniformly on the road. That is diffusion principle. Reflectors have cut off between 30 degree to 45 degree so that flame will not visible. This helps in avoiding the glare. The diffusion nature of road surface causes the reflection of certain portion of the incident light in the direction of the above observer, and hence the road surface appears bright to the observer. Observer, it is seeing towards the road, not towards the light. Illumination at this point on road can be calculated by point to point method, I told you. Over certain properties of the road and the surface that is to be illuminated by 2 lamps, and resultant is illuminated by 2 lamps, and then resultant illumination is sum of the two. So you may have diffusion means the partial illumination by one lamp, partial illumination by other lamp, and there is mixing of illumination, that is diffusion. So you have to measure this illumination by point method, and you should see that there is no glare, especially developed. Then specular reflection. Specular reflection, surface of the road is matte. When the ray of light falls on the road at very high incidence angle, then the specular reflection takes place. This gives necessary brightness to the road surface. If there is a destruction on road, reflected rays be cut off from the reaching observer, and obstruction will be appear back against the bright background, which can also cause silhouetting. So in technical words, these objects will appear silhouetted against the bright road surface, and due to lamps, particularly road surface, due to lamps at higher longer distances, you can have specular reflection. So this can be also adopted. Then you may have the arrangement of lamps on straight road. Class A installation 30 lumens per meter square. Then you may have suburban streets 4 to 5 lux, it is sufficient. On other averages 8 to 15 lux. Mercury vapor lamps, sodium vapor lamps, we have seen. Now we are having LED, no option, we are using the LED lamps.